Alright, today we're gonna go over the Mimeoplasm. This guy was one of my first commanders I ever built, so I thought it right to start off with this guy. Let's take it to the deck tech. So we're gonna start off by pulling up the wiki, reading through it. If you want to hear more about that, I'm gonna put it on my second channel, but I mainly made this deck to kind of mirror what I vaguely remember from my first original EDH deck. Mimeoplasm was my first, so I thought it best to have my first video be on him. Anyway, let's check out the deck tech. This is a recreation of close to what I think my first commander deck was, like way back in Gatecrash with Mimeoplasm. So, start off, we have Acidic Slime. This was like a good catch-all, but also like had Death Touch, so it was good in battle, good blocker, just solid utility creature. Get all those abilities on a stick, so that way I can still reanimate it with Mimeoplasm, do some like trickery there. Bronze gonna go with Wander, which is down here. These guys, if I got them into the graveyard and then also controlled in either forest or island, depending on which one it was, then my creatures would either have trample or they would have flying. Both really solid evasion, great for Mimeoplasm. Clone, I was really into like copying stuff. All my friends had better cards than me, so I wanted to just copy their cards. Because Super Immersion was just a house. My playgroup loved this card. It would just get so big. We'd have multiple of them out. Everyone would just get milled out. Craziness. Corpse Jack Menace just went hand in hand with Mimeoplasm. I have like 10 counters and I got 20 counters. Death Shadow was an interesting card. It was like tech before my friends knew about tech. So like you play it, it would immediately die, and then boom, now I can play Mimeoplasm, putting 13 counters on the guy. Elvish Mystic, just a cheap mana dork. Eternal Witness, another utility creature, getting stuff back, but on a stick, so I can always bring it back with Mimeoplasm. Golgari Graves Troll, I would just dredge, fill up my graveyard with a bunch of stuff, reanimate him back. Gerard was another commander that I built a deck around early on. He was, I think, the first actual card I built a deck around when like budget was a thing. And then like once I could finally order cards and stuff like that, and then I made Mimeoplasm. Jin-Gitaxias. So I remember that my core strategy of this deck was to get one of the 3 Praetors out as fast as possible, just winning the game. So it was Jin-Gitaxias in here, and then I had Vorinclex and also Shieldred. Zov, my playgroup had a lot of mills, so throw him in there. Probably grab something big, like Lord of Extinction. Oh, I forgot about that art. He was huge. I had a lot of cards that was like this. It was like Mole Drifter, something that had a benefit, was evasive, but then I could throw a big guy like Lord of Extinction, throw all those counters on him. Progenitor Mimic was stupid good. Copy something big like Lord of Extinction, get one every turn in games. Rex Sage, more utility. Secure Tribe Elder, more utility, get in the yard pretty quick. Shieldred, we already went over. Shriekmon, the same vein as Rex Sage. Skittles, so I had this before like the price really went up, and it was just like, buy B, get Skittles out, throw Lord of Extinction on, one hit kill opponents. Stinkweed Imp, just dredged it. Mimeoplasm, I made Homeboy. Wander, we talked about. What else? Another utility. cameo. So this is the very first Planeswalker that I ever pulled back before me and my buddies even knew what Planeswalkers were, or how to use them, or what any of their abilities, how to use any of that stuff. Beacon of Unrest was just bring something back to the battlefield, all these big fatties, and then I can just use it over and over again. Buried Alive, freaking just go get a top half for Mimeoplasm, a bottom half for Mimeoplasm, and then either Brawn or Wander or something else spicy as like plan B. Cultivate, I always loved Cultivate. Fix those lands. Decree of Pain, wow, all these interesting cards. Decree of Pain was one of my playgroup's go-to board wipes because we love drawing cards. None of us had a lot of money, so this was our tutor of choice. Zoom, this was a fun card in conjunction with not Reanimate, in conjunction, oh yeah, no, I use this the same way as Reanimate. So what I would do is always be on the draw, and then I would draw my card, have 8 cards in hand, not play any lands or anything, go to my end step, have to discard the card size, discard a big fatty from my hand, then the next turn play land and either play Reanimate or wait the turn after that and play Zoom. Something super cheap that gets the guy from the graveyard to the battlefield. But early enough that the downside doesn't really matter. Explosive Vegetation, get more land ramp. I started off as a huge green player, so I never wanted to be in a game where I didn't have lands. Harmonize, just green draw. Gerard's Orders. Such a good card. Such a good card. Throw a guy in the bin, throw a guy in your hand. Ugh. Life from the Loam, Dredge, Life's Finale was really good tech because you could wipe the board, go into your opponent's deck, find all the good stuff, throw those into the graveyard, then reanimate their stuff. Living Death, you want to be careful not to use those two in conjunction like that, but Living Death goes great with all that dredge I'm doing. Dredge all my stuff, bring it all back. Mind Grind, because we all like to mill. Mulch, just more utility. Ponder, utility. Read the Bones, utility. Or like utility in the sense of card draw. Reanimate to do that trick that I was talking about. Regrowth, to bring stuff back. Rate of Replication was for the lulls. We'd always overload it. Or kicker it. Get like 5 crazy big things. Sit together, bring stuff back. Traumatize. I'd usually traumatize myself. Be like a huge dredge. Windfall. Just if I was bored with what I'm doing. Deadbridge Chant was a really cool tech card. I remember when that first came out in my like second set ever, and I was like, gotta put this in my deck. Lands are pretty basic. I just had like the Guild Gates, the Shocks, a Hideaway, Reliquary Tower, Rogue's Passage was good tech. Make a big Mimeoplasm and then attack in. Yeah, Underground River should be not Underground River. It should be the other one. Anyway, Instance, Arcane Denials, Counterspell, that was less feel bad. Beast Within was a good catch-all. Brainstorm, more draw. Entomb was a quick way to get stuff into the graveyard. Do the whole Entomb and then reanimate strategy was really fun. Fact or Fiction, my all-time favorite card. I love giving my opponent those choices. Forbidden Alchemy was a good 2-time use, like draw type thing. Same with Groups of Salvage was a good like dig deeper in my deck. Corrosion Grip was just like I need to deal with this and you not to deal with this. Putrefy, is just another card in there to get rid of stuff. I'd rather me have stuff than you have stuff, and I'd rather take out your creatures and then reanimate them. Chromatical Lantern was great because it fixed all my lands. We have the Signets, Felwar Stone, because we were all basically playing Dimir colors at least. Lightning Greaves to protect my stuff. Mimeoplasm was a good pet card. And Sol Ring, of course. Alright. Let's get into the playtest. So, go to playtest version 1. Let's playtest this. These, this is the shock one, the shock Dimir one. Lord of Extinction, Read the Bones. I would probably keep this. Go Hideaway first, which would be put Progenitor Mimic under that. Go to the bottom. The bottom library, bottom library, save it next turn, throw out this next turn, throw out this, shocking myself, and probably blowing up a mana rock, so that we're more even. This would definitely, if I had a ramp card in my hand, I was playing it. So we're gonna get Island and a swamp. Swamp. Draw my name. Get those out. Next turn. Yeah, I mean, and then we're gonna go Read the Bones. Scry 2 and keep that. Draw 2, lose 2 life. I'm gonna ponder. So we'll go top 3, put them back in any order, and then draw a card. Go like that. Alright. Next turn. At this point, my opponents are playing stuff, so I'm gonna write a publication, get something, and then at this point, this is probably when I bring a Lord of Extinction. With 4 people on turn 6, you're looking at like at least a 10-10. And I'm swinging with that. Probably go on the whole Golgari Dredge train, fill this up, and then